All right, back live. It is Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk at 7:51. Let's now connect with Springfield Alderman Shawn Gregory. Alderman, thanks for taking time with us in studio as always. How you been?
All right. Always my pleasure to come join you.
Absolutely. So I was off last week. Didn't get to the council roundup. We'll have one, of course, tonight with a full city council meeting. So what did I miss last week, and what do we expect for tonight?
Well, one of the things I'm extremely excited for is some adjustments that we're making to our SHA TIF and Far East TIF, and we're bringing it down. I sponsored an ordinance to bring it down to 10% for constituents, in the HUD guidelines, 80% and below. That's a significant amount, and as well we adjusted it down for everyone else down to 25% from the 50%. Throughout my journeys throughout the ward, I've just been hearing a lot about people not being able to access the TIFs, or maybe having a roof that may cost $10,000 and having a problem coming up with $5,000. So after a lot of deliberation with some of my colleagues such as Roy Williams Jr., we decided to bring it down to 10%. We felt like people could afford that a lot more and get some houses and done. We also threw in some down payment assistance program because we know home ownership lacks, especially in our community. So we wanted to give an opportunity to people who found a home that was nice and maybe needed some work. They'll be able to not only get that down payment assistance, but as well still access $15,000 to fix up any needs of that home. We want to encourage home ownership, in our community and on the east side as well.
So what do you think ultimately the outcome is going to be for areas that could take advantage of this? Is it going to increase property values? Is it going to increase pride of ownership? How do you foresee this ultimately playing out?
I think a combination. I think it'll definitely bring more sense of pride of ownership. It will definitely raise our tax base for homes and property values. Step by step. We have to repair a community that was once torn apart.
Alderman Shawn Gregory with us here with Springfield's Morning News, and talking city business with the Springfield City Council. They've got a full council meeting tonight. We'll bring you all the highlights tomorrow with the council roundup. Didn't hear last week any yelling, any screaming at each other. Were there any name calling or anything like that I need to go and dip back into?
I think the safest answer is just I can't remember. It wasn't me.
Well, of course we'll keep an eye out for that. But other things that are top of mind, and I know the mayor's been pushing for this for quite some time, about townships. And what do you think's happening here? And ultimately, what do you want to see happen?
Well, me, I'm a person that really is geared towards listening to the people and what they want more so than trying to make my own decision on things. And I think anything that's going to go on the ballot for the people to vote yes or no, I think is good. Each and every last one of us have to go on the ballot to vote yes or no. And, I think a question about, whether a township should be a part of the city because they're getting taxed double, I think that should be brought to the people and let them decide, and then we take it from there.
Have you heard any opposition to the idea, any support to the idea? What are constituents that you've talked to about this saying?
Our constituents in the city, of course, they want to make sure that, even if we take on more properties, that we, continue to perform for them, especially in our community, right? And, of course, I've heard from, some people who live in those townships. I think even the guy who may be the president or whatever they have out there is coming to speak tonight. And, we spoke a little bit last night because I'm never one to back down from a conversation about this. So we had a great conversation, and I told him, I just feel like it's always a good thing to let the people have their voice.
We're talking with Springfield Alderman Shawn Gregory here with Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop. Now 7:55. Alderman, we had a spat of shootings over the past 48 hours or 72 hours. One over the weekend. Seems to be a drive-by shooting. You've also got a shooting that happened yesterday afternoon near Enos Park, causing a lockdown at a school. What's going on here, and how can we get a handle on this crime?
I was in some recent meetings about gun violence and some of the state funds that Senator Turner sent down, and how do we implement that for the best for our city. So we definitely been working on violence prevention measures. It's just unfortunate to see some of this gun violence, because honestly people are just trying to really go out and have a good time, and don't need to be worried about gunshots and things. So I if I had the perfect solution, of course, I'd have it implemented already. But what I have found, though, is the more resources that we put in the community, the more opportunities that we put in the community, it will steer people who can easily get turned the wrong way away from things like that. So we have to keep at it and do a better job of making sure those opportunities are available, and without having all the full details on what happened and
Sure.
Things of that nature. I think that is one way, and the best way to try to slow it down. We've had we got our new focus deterrence program tonight. You'll see some school resource things. So I think how do we bridge that together, and how do we get that focus deterrence team that's made up of not only our Springfield police officers but also members from the community who have been through this very same thing and turned their lives around. How do we bridge them together and get in those schools and talk to young people? Because I truly believe that the younger we start and providing good role models, the better we are off.
Should there be increased enforcement efforts, more task forces from police? Do they need to be a heavier presence on the streets? Because you'll hear criticism that sometimes these after-school programs or these jobs programs may not provide enough to be able to offset whatever crime there may be behind some of this.
Right. Well, I mean, in a city of our city is 118,000 people, so there's no way that we'll have enough police officers to consistently patrol crime throughout our city. So that's why it's important for us to go back to the root causes that get people straight off the right track, and that has a combination of factors: mental health, poverty, and on and on. And once we are able to really address those things, then we'll start seeing violence and gun violence decrease. But as long as we have a large gap in those, especially in communities of color, etc., we're going to see some issues here or there. And me as an alderman and representative of the ward, I'm going to do the best I can to put out programs, get out in the streets, mentor, and work along with our police department to really be a presence, not only when bad things are happening, but when just normal times, getting out, knowing the community and things of that nature.
Springfield Alderman Shawn Gregory, we've got 1 minute left. Petitions. You're out on the streets getting those signatures. When do you guys have to file those?
Not to November.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we got some time. So I've just in my daily route, it's always been good to get out and talk to people. But they're always happy to sign the petition along with bending my ear, and that's what I love about this season, because it really just gives me a chance just to get out, go door to door, and talk with everyone and hear their needs.
And that's something that aldermen are doing right now, and even citywide offices gathering petitions. We'll be monitoring all of that in the weeks ahead. Alderman Shawn Gregory, always appreciate you being with us in studio, and we'll talk again soon, all right?
Absolutely.
It is Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY. Springfield's news and